sack, make a caretaker, triggers, counter, 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 and go at our opponent's face. And I think that will do it. They don't have first strike. Boom! Oh man, well done, opponent. That was such a good game. Greetings, all my happy friends. Welcome back to the MTG Struggle Bus, where I struggle more so you can hopefully struggle a little less, playing this great game of Magic. We are at it again, and this time we are playing around with one of my favorite cards in Crimson Vow. That is Avabruck Caretaker. She is a 4/4 human werewolf for 4 green with hexproof. Oh yeah, that's right, but there's more. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put 2 +1/+1 counters on another target creature you control. That is the daybound side. Now, when you flip it to night, she then becomes a 6/6 werewolf, Hollow Henge Huntmaster with hexproof still, but oh yes, there is so much more. Other permanents you control have hexproof, lands, enchantments, planeswalkers, all of it. The kit and caboodle, tokens, bam, hexproof. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put up to 2 +1/+1 counters on each creature you control. So that includes herself and other tokens and creature lands and all the other good stuff. So she is an absolute house. Very difficult to get off the board unless they have a board wipe or some form of sacrifice effect. So the whole purpose of this deck is to have 3, 4, 12 copies of her on the battlefield at once. And I'm going to go into exactly how to do it. The one disclaimer I do want to say is when you do copy a card, the copy token does not have a backside. So whatever side of Caretaker you copy is the way it's going to stay for the rest of the game. So if you're in a pinch, then go ahead and copy the Caretaker side. But if you can help it, please copy the Huntmaster side, because then it won't flip into the daybound side. It will stay on the nightbound side, giving itself and everybody else counters, giving the original hexproof, and it just, it's so good. So without further ado, let's get into how we're going to make so many copies of Hollow Henge Huntmaster. Starting off the lands, we are coming in with Littjara Mirror Lake. This is a land that comes into play tapped, gives you a blue mana, but then for 2 green blue, tap, sacrifice Littjara Mirror Lake. Create a token that's a copy of target creature you control, except it enters the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. Activate only as a sorcery, so bam! Our lands later in the game can make copies of Caretaker. We're running 4 Dream Root Cascades, 4 Bark Channel Pathways, 2 Lair of the Hydras, which we can give counters to, 5 Forest, and 5 Islands. On the 1-drop slot, we were running simply 4 Fading Hopes. For a blue, you get an instant that return target creature to its owner's hand if its mana value was 3 or less, scry 1. So this is a way to kind of protect our Caretakers should our opponent have a board wipe or a sacrifice effect. And also, additionally, more often than not, we use this as a tempo play to buy us time until we get to the late game. On the 2-drop slot, this is kind of a 2 and a 4, give or take. We are running into the Royal. This is a 1 blue instant, and then a kicker, additional 1 in the blue. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. If this spell was kicked, draw a card. So we can play this on turn 2 if we need to, or on turn 4 to bounce and draw a card. So very solid. Additionally, another way to save our Avabruck or get a blocker out of the way, or even bounce a planeswalker, though most of the time that's not preferred. And then Jurari Disruption. This is an instant for 1 in a blue. Counter target spell unless its controller plays 1, or we could play it as a tapped blue source, which we may need sometimes. So another solid 2-drop. All right, on the 3-drop slot, there's a little bit of clunk here, but not as much as you would think. We are running 4 Divide by Zeros for your stereotypical control package. This is an instant for 2 in a blue. Return target spell or permanent with mana value 1 or greater to its owner's hand and learn. So then we go into our market. We could grab teachings to draw more cards, maybe a science to fix our lands if we need to, or an expedition mascot exhibition to give us some more top end. This also acts as a delay of game against the Epiphany decks and any Bloods on the Snow to allow our Avabrucks to stay on the board longer and prepare for it. Now, here's another way that we make more Avabrucks. So it's not really a 3-drop. This is Glasspool Mimic. She is a 0/0 shapeshifter rogue for 2 and a blue, but you may have Glasspool Mimic enter the battlefield as a copy of a creature you control, except it's a shapeshifter rogue in addition to its other types. So right here we have an additional 3 copies of Avabruck Caretaker. Yes, in a pinch if we need to, we can play it as a tapped blue source. We were running 2 Saw It Comings as an additional thing to do on turn 2, but another way to counteract potential removal for our Caretakers. Saw It Coming is an instant for 1 blue. Counter target spell, plain and simple, anything. You can counter creature, enchantment, board wipe, all of it. And then Foretell for 1 and a blue. Then a card that I'm kind of experimenting with because honestly, once again, Avabruck Caretaker, we really only care about the hexproof and the counters. So her power and toughness isn't really a huge deal. So that's why we're running a Croaking Counterpart. This is a sorcery for 1 blue-green. Create a token that's a copy of target non-frog creature, except it's a 1/1 green frog. Then flashback for 3 green-blue. So you can easily do a mix match of Glasspool Mimics and Croaking Counterparts. They kind of do the same thing. But, you know, I like the fact that this could be a land in a pinch. And you can pick any kind of combination of the 2 that you want. But, yep, so long story short, another way of playing an Avabruck and then making it, and of course, copying it on the dark side or her Nightbound side is great because the 1/1 doesn't matter because it immediately becomes a 2/2. Actually, I guess it would become a 5/5 because it gives itself counters as well as the other Caretaker. So super sweet synergy there. And then finally, like I said, because we want to make sure we can get Nightbound side as much as off as possible, we're going to combo a little bit of ramp with a little bit of card filtering card filtering, hand sculpting, as well as a way to control day night in the form of the Celestus. This is a legendary artifact for 3 generic mana. If it's either day or night, it becomes day as the Celestus enters the battlefield. So a nice early way to start the day-night cycle. Tap, add 1 mana of any color, so fixing, as well as ramp. And then finally, pay 3 and tap. If it's night, it becomes day. Otherwise, it becomes night. Activates only as a sorcery. Whenever day becomes night or night becomes day, you gain 1 life, which is nice, and then you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. So we get to loot, which you'll see in some of the gameplay actually is quite relevant, allowing us to dig through our deck to get there. But once again, it is a way to force nighttime so we can make sure our Caretaker is on the Huntmaster side and protected. All right. Going into the 4-drop slot, this one is a little shaky, right? I'm still kind of on the fence on it. So I am playing Cartographer's Survey because it is a way to put 2 lands on the battlefield to essentially ramp us from 4 to 6, so we have a higher chance of playing our Caretaker ahead of curve. Now, the default here for Simic is the Quandrix Cultivator that allows you to get from 4 to 5, maybe 6 if you draw land. So it's hit or miss, take your pick. I couldn't really figure out which one I liked more or less. It probably still is Cultivator, but I wanted to try it because, of course, Survey also lets us pick our Ladari Mirror Lakes, which is one of the reasons why I was running that. But Cartographer's Survey is a sorcery for 3 green. Look at the top 7 cards of your library. Put up to 2 land cards from among them onto the battlefield tapped. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Quandrix Cultivator is a 3/4 turtle druid for 1 green hybrid Simic and blue. When Quandrix Cultivator enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a basic forest or island card. Put it into the battlefield, then shuffle. Notice it does not say tap this time, so it is a good way to essentially leave up a Fading Hope should you need to. So there's another perk to Cultivator. Take your pick. Excuse me. You guys can pick whichever one floats your boat more. And then finally, this card, I was running 2 Vorinclexes, as you will see in some of the gameplay, because in my mind, a Caretaker would give Vorinclex hexproof, so he's protected, and then he turns her +2/+2 counters into 4, or, you know, he would turn the 2 +1/+1 counters into 4 +1/+1 counters, which I think is insane, and he has Trample, which is one of the issues this deck has. But it turns out that he just ended up not playing well in gameplay, and so I swapped him out for Sludge Monster as a way to have additional pseudo removal, which actually worked out quite well in some of the games. Sludge Monster is a 5/5 horror for 3 green or blue. Whenever sludge monster enters the battlefield or attacks, put a slime counter on up to one target or another target creature. Non-horror creatures with slime counters on them lose all abilities and have base power of 2 and 2 toughness, and base power and toughness is a 2/2. So this is a great way to get rid of things like Thalia. It gets rid of Hullbreaker. It gets rid of Flyers. It's a very powerful card. The trick is keeping it on the battlefield, which, once again, hopefully with the hexproof of Caretaker, it makes a lot more difference, or in copies, because it says whenever, as long the counters stay on the creatures. So even if they get rid of one sludge monster, if you have a copy of another in play, then they will still remain. So it ends up, once again, give or take, I think it does some work in the deck and a lot of fun. And because obviously I'm trying to explore things for you guys, so you don't have to, I am playing it, and it, it's give or take, right? But I definitely liked it more than Vorinclex, unfortunately. And then finally, we're running, just for the sake of repetitive redundancy, we're running Cragplate Baloth. This is a 6/6 beast for 5 green. Kicker, 2 and a green. This spell can't be countered. Sweet. I wish Caretaker said that. If Cragplate Baloth was kicked, it enters the battlefield with 4+1/+1 counters on it. So another hexproof, big chunky unit that we can copy and bash into our opponent. We're not really paying it for 10. We're not that big of a ramp deck, but yeah, so that's a little bit of redundancy. You could try Hullbreaker, but honestly, I felt like with not so much cheap fast speed interaction, Hullbreaker wasn't as powerful in this deck. It is great when you make copies of it. Don't get me wrong. That is fantastic, but it's up to you. It's your choice. Honestly, I wanted to try to find something lower to the curve. We can even consider, the ooze that makes a copy of itself. That's a good thing to copy because you perpetuate the board. I was really looking at targets that benefited from having multiple copies. Obviously, nothing was better than Caretaker, but Tovolar Huntmaster is also a decent call as well, just because you can go wide on the board. So that is something I was playing with as well, but everyone's already seen that, so that's why I was trying Sludge Monster. But that could easily be the other pick. So all right, that is the deck, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. So without further ado, let's see just exactly how many Avabruck Caretakers we can make. All right, let's see. We go first. We have a 2 and a 3. So I think we can keep this. The player tap land first. Would like to be able to kick, but we gotta do what we gotta do. All right, we can wait a little bit longer. Don't want to play the Mimic as a land, I don't think. Yeah, I think we'll be okay. Leave Mimic still. Obviously, we can't Mimic Vorinclex, but hopefully we draw one of our girl. Ooh, all right. Well, if our opponent's gonna keep sandbagging, let's see. So, do we want to play Mimic here, just to keep hitting our land drops? Right? It's kind of close. I think it is more important for us to hit our land drop, so we'll play it this way. Leave up Saw It Coming. Into the Rolls off the table with Divide by Zeros in, so we could draw more cards. See if our opponent drops an Edgar here. I'm trying to think if we let that resolve. I guess we could still into the roll. Yeah, let's just Divide by Zero. Divide by Zero, grab Teachings, because we could still Fading Hope the token if we need to, or into the Royal. So let's see here. Let's play a land, second green, and then if we draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, we'll draw. Another. Jeez, that's awkward. Into the Royal. We know what they're gonna do, so I think we're just gonna go ahead and foretell Saw It Coming here. They're probably gonna play around this being an Epiphany the whole time, so. Fair. Luckily, bouncing is not killing them, so that's not bad. What's this one? 2 or more lands, so that comes into play untapped for sure. We'll go ahead and resolve this. They're probably going to attack us, so do we just into the roll now? And then leave up, like, counterspell? I don't hate that. Let's wait till their turn and see what they do. And then we can hopefully untap and start swinging with Vorinclex. That's a little awkward, though. You can counter that. Let's go ahead and just into the... Alright. Whenever another angel enters the battlefield, control, put a counter on her. Okay. I can resolve. When it's going to go to combat, we will go ahead and just bounce to draw a card with kicker. Alright, alright. We're getting there, we're getting there. And plus, Vorinclex will negate her counter effect, so that's kind of cool. Now, obviously, the flip side, at the end of the roll, we could block or kill someone when they try to use the sack effect. That is fine as well. Make that. And we could... Baiting Hope, divide by 0. Yeah, why not? We'll leave that on top. That is fine. We want to keep divide or that when we need to. And let's just keep hitting our land drops, because obviously Vorinclex a little awkward here. 1, 2, 3. Well, maybe we can't. Hold on. If we... No, that won't quite work, unfortunately. But that also won't get a counter, right? So it just stays on level 1. I don't particularly think we care for that either. So let's just hold here. No reason to be in a rush right now. I think we could take the 2 here. Flying, trample, pay 3 life, return cleaver, reaper from your graveyard to your hand. Activate only if you had an angel or berserker enter the battlefield under. Okay. So, actually is a little interesting. Let's divide that. And then we could grab Contain the Breach to destroy their enchantment. I think that's correct, honestly. That way we can just drop Vorinclex and not worry about other things. We could take the 2 here. I think that's fine. Once again, Vorinclex is going to kind of deal with that. So we have enough mana to do all the things. So if we Vorink 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we don't. We do not, unfortunately, which is a little awkward. How do we do this? Shift. She does not have haste. And then let's attack, leaving... And then we can have Baiting Hope plus Saw It coming, I guess. So if they choose to kill Vorinclex, we have Saw It coming. And if they choose Verse, Exile. We have another one, right? Nah, let's Saw It coming. Feel like that's kind of safe. Fair. So they can't play their cleaver. And we have another one. So once again, I think we're okay. There we go. Thank you. I was wondering where you were at this whole time. Alright, so let's go green. And then if we play that, what do we have left? We have 1, 2, 3. So we take... We're going to take a little bit from that. That's a little scary, right? If we Vorinclex again, they don't. Maybe we just do... I think I want to start the day-night cycle, though. So we take 6 from that. That's a little scary. So let's just get her going and then leave up Fading Hope. Well, you know what? We gained 2 life, actually. Yeah, let's just destroy that. So now I don't feel weird of any kind of sack shenanigans. So we're going to take 6 from her. Do they have their 5th land? Are we taking 8 instead? Okay, cool. Cool. That's fine. That's actually fine. Oh, Mimic. Yes. Yes, baby girl. Play... Do we... And we... 1 mana shy from doing all the things, unfortunately. They have another one? Jeez Louise. Yep, fair. That's unfortunate. Can we save it? We can, but then we're taking a ton in the air. We're on a clock, so I think we have to let that resolve. And then... yeah, so that changes things. I wasn't expecting to have another one. Alright, let's get in for 4. So that, yeah, we would have mimicked. Oh man, Mimic would have been so good there. So wait a minute, actually. I think we still Mimic, actually. Because if we Mimic, right, we obviously miss the triggers. They both would have been 6/6s. But now our opponent... gaining life is a little bit of a bummer. Do they... oh, please attack us. They don't. They don't attack us. Oh, but this is looking pretty good, actually. Okay, make another one. Mimic. Go to combat. Trigger here. Trigger here. Trigger here. Oh, get in there. Okay. Our opponent's going to attempt to double block. And let's just kill the bigger one. So we'll bounce the smaller one. Dry Disruption, we could bottom that. Boom, boom. Our opponent's at 1. Oh, can we do it? They're gonna gain. Okay. Okay. All right, all right. That was a good top deck for them. Ooh, wait, that just kills them, right? I messed something up. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we could still do this. So let's tap accordingly. This takes 2 green. So 2 green and a blue. 2 green and a blue. Boom, boom. That's 4. Play Cultivator so we can exile a card. Yes. Grab a blue. Sack. Make a Caretaker. Triggers. Counter. 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 And go at our opponent's face. And I think that will do it. They don't have first strike. Boom! Oh man, well done, opponent. That was such a good game. Double Fading Hope and a ramp. We go first. I think we can keep this. Not my most exciting opening hand, but we'll keep it. We'll go ahead and just play that. I don't think we're going to be bouncing a 1-drop even against mono white, so... okay. At least next turn we get Celestis plus bounce, so that feels pretty good. That's probably good. Oh no, we could bounce next turn. That's fine. Yeah, no sense in burning a 1 this turn. Yeah. I think we're okay. I think we're okay. We can pitch the second Celestis if we need to. So we'll see what they play here. Chances are... the line, okay. Go ahead and bounce the Aspirant. And another land. Like, I kind of want something like Divide by Zero, but I also don't want to be missing land drops. So I'm going to keep that on top. It's the conservative play for sure. But I think it's no less correct. Next turn, it turns in the night as well. So I like that. That's going to make our Caretaker a little bit better. We're going to pitch the Celestis. Draw a card, yes. Nice. Pitch the Celestis, send it back to our opponent. So, I mean, we end up doing here. I feel pretty good about this. Okay, our opponent's being patient. I think we still just send it. So they don't get to make a dude, you know? Ooh, that's kind of sweet. It is a tap land, but we do get to make one of our, is that good enough? Is that good enough? I think when we 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with a Baloth in hand, I think we want to bottom that. Try to draw a little more gas. So let's see if our opponent plays 2 spells this turn to try to turn it back into day. Fair, fair. It's not the worst. So they take Caretaker. Fair enough. Another land. Man. Not really what we wanted to see, unfortunately. And we can't afford to turn it back, so we're going to hold. Man, so close. So close. So, let's see. They could do... Man, this is going to be a really good turn for them. It was just that... Like, I felt great. It was just literally that one... Oh, wow. Gutsy. Okay. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's awesome. Good job, opponent. Yeah, man. And we flood. So mega punish for leaving that land on top. So I think we're just dead, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. If they fire up the Faceless Haven. Man, so close. I wonder if we should run rejects, you know? Like, we did, I mean, that's, Mono White's doing what Mono White does, right? We knew they were going to have the Spellbinder. Yeah, so now just adding one thing to the board I don't think is enough. Into the Royal, but we can't do all the things, right? So we could block one thing, unfortunately. Yeah, I guess we'll just do it. But I don't see them. I mean, they may misplay, so we'll see. No attacks. We're so close. Gosh, what a different game. Our opponent did a great job. Like, kudos to them. They played everything correctly. I don't know where I messed up at, right? Where would you have played things differently? So we could, let's see. Yeah, they're gonna attack us for 5. So what do we need off the top? Into the, all right, yeah. Block here. So we have another turn. We can bounce that. I mean, man, I don't know. I feel like now we want some life gain or something in the deck. Yeah, they've gone really wide. So I wonder if there's a consideration. 2 into the Royals. We may not die. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So one shot of being able to bounce both things. We'll see what our opponent does. I wonder if we should bounce the... No, they just bounce it again. So we can bounce the... They fire up the Haven. Okay. Okay. They're playing with their food. That's fine. See where they put the counter at. We have to bounce Adeline. Oh, perfect. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. With kicker, maybe we get lucky. Bounce the Adeline. Draw a card. Draw a disruption. It's not going to help us right now. Let's see how they attack. I mean, I feel like they just ace space, but they might not. Yeah. Darn it. So close, man. So close. So block here. And bounce the flyer. Oh, man. I really... I mean, that's what Mono White does, but it just so... It worked out just about as good as we could have asked, right? It just wasn't quite enough, unfortunately. Yeah, good game. Darn. Oh. Alright, our opponent goes first, but we do have a Jiraiya Disruption and Divide by 0, so I think we're going to give this one a shot. See if we can get there. This is going to be close, though. I'm not feeling Alright. Alright, no planes is a good start. It is a good start, ladies and gentlemen. Means we have a chance. Okay, and we can bounce that if we need to. If we need to. This is the one that gets bigger. Oh, thank you. That was pretty huge. Send it back. Right? Play here, send it back. So luckily it has to hit the playing field, so that's awkward. That resolves. Yep. That resolves. Luckily I don't think we're particularly worried about life gain. We'll take the 3. One's gonna send it back to us, huh? Alright, fair enough. Bounce that. Let's see here. I think taking 3 there was okay. And then we could Teachings plus Fading Hope. Right? Yeah, I like that. We could actually even just play our tap land here. Ooh, Celestis. Maybe. So if we tap land plus Celestis, we have Fading Hope. If we just play a land that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards, they're 4. So maybe we should just gotten the exile effect actually. So let's play our tapped land and then Celestis. And then send it back to our opponent. And we can Fading Hope if we want to. Right? They can play that. Let's see if they do anything else this turn. Okay. We'll take the 1. Man, is it too bold to Fading Hope again? I think we do. Everything they have is like aggressive. We have 2 lands in hand, so I'm going to bottom that. Look for gas. Looking for our Caretaker here. Celestis, not really what we wanted to see. Let's see. So we play a land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So actually here we would be able to draw. So let's do that. And we get to leave up Divide by 0. Nice. Okay, excellent. So send it back. Let's see. That is, we can, yeah, that's fine. So they're missing double black. Is that what's going on here? That resolves. We're not worried about the 1, especially when we drop Vorinclex. Let's just bounce that dude again. And let's grab Annihilation in case there's something that we can't handle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So play green. Let's not buff. And let's get in there. So now we could start making copies of that if we want. And I think we will. Fair enough. Vorinclex will if we decide to drop him. Okay. Nice, nice. Fair enough, fair enough. Let's see here. We do this 1, 2. We'll have, let's see, we play a land. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we could still do that as well. Let's go this way. Take the action. Find a forest. And then I think we just want to exile. I think we want to exile the voice. And then can we race a life gain? I think we can hold off for a turn, right? Question is, do we play Vorinclex or not? Okay. So we definitely gotta drop Vorinclex. If he dies, it's unfortunate. So we could start making copies of this dude, though. They get that cleric back. Let's just play Warren Klex. And then... see if Day and Night makes a difference. Take the action. Dry Disruption. And we'll hold. And then next turn we'll make a copy of our Baloth. Yep. Fair enough. We knew that was coming. Another dude. Fair. So bouncing that guy a bunch of times. We really need... nice, nice opponent. They're going off for sure. So we need an answer. Quick, fast, in a hurry. Take the action. There. Oh, man. I mean, Mimic is great, but what we need is, come on, Caretaker. Vorinclex is not bad. Play the other Vorinclex. I'm debating on whether I want to hold that or not. Let's try to dig again. Alright, pitch mana. No attacks. Unfortunately, maybe we should start attacking. We need them not to have another removal spell here. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough, opponent. So all the triggers, nice. Can we copy? You control, okay. Take action. Fading Hope. Oh, man. Unfortunate. Need the Fading Hope so we don't die. Right? And that's really tough. Alright, let's pitch that into the Royal. Okay, that helps. So this guy's gonna be an issue as well, but at least we can delay the game with voice. We have two ways of doing it. We could draw a card. 1, 2, 3. I think we have to hold this now. Like, we could make another Baloth. We could also bounce that. So let's just hold. No attacks. Send it back. Triggers Celestis. Take action. That guy's not gonna help us. We'll pitch him. Send it back. I mean, we can... I feel like we can actually outrace this. All resolves. I guess we needed that Fading... yeah, so we needed the Fading Hope. It's a little frustrating. We needed the Fading Hope, you know, that turn. And maybe we should have held it, but we were kind of falling on the back foot here. So let's go ahead and bounce. By 0. That buys us a turn, doesn't it? It does, actually, because they can't cast it again. So divide by 0 the voice. And then we can grab Mascot Exhibition to buy us some time. We can bounce that if we need to, but I think we can wait. Take action. There's our mayor. Thank you. We'll keep the Fading Hope. Pitch the Exhibition. Survey's not going to do us anything. Play mayor. Turn it to nighttime. Take the action. Survey versus land. I think we just want the land. So we'll pitch Survey. Hold the land in case we need that. Triggers. Okay, okay. No attacks yet. Because we do have to be conscious of the fact that they have this dude, right? So that's going to be an issue. But like I said, I think if we keep comboing off, if we keep making Hunt Masters and we have the... I mean, they have a high life total too. We have to be careful about that, actually, now that I think about it. This is going to be tough. This is going to be one of those games where I wish we had... Sunrise, you know what I mean? Ooh. Alright, well, we can just cast another one. That's great, too. Okay. Can we mimic one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope, we can't yet. That's fine. Triggers. I think we're gonna swing in next turn. Okay. Like, that guy's gonna be an issue. I wonder if we should let them attack. Oh, he's gonna have vigilance anyways, ironically, right? He doesn't have lifesteal, though. Okay. This could be really close. I'm definitely glad we exiled the first one. Vigilance, flying, indestructible. So, let's bounce. Divide by 0 is actually pretty good. We're gonna leave that on top. So we can attack, and when they go to blocks, we can bounce the aura and kill everything. I think that might be enough. 4 counters, so he's flying, but he's not indestructible. Okay. They lose a blocker, yeah. This feels... decline the action. So this is 6, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do we still have enough to do this? So 1, 2, it's 3 plus this. So 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 5. I think it is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sack this. Copy her. Oh, but we can't turn it into night. Oh, that's a bit of an issue. I forgot about that, so we actually shouldn't have done that. Just flipping it to night would have been more counters. I think we have to swing then, unfortunately, which is super awkward. So we want to keep our mares. Oh, she can't target herself. She targets. Okay. So can we swing into this? All of them are positive, and we don't die on the crackback, so I'm actually going to swing into this. I did mess up, though. We needed to just make it nighttime. That's where I messed up. So our opponent's chump blocking. And they're taking 9. Fair. Let's go ahead and block or bounce him. So these guys all die. We can grab Exhibition because he's not an enchantment. Okay, they have a lot of life total to work with. I don't know if we could have waited. Like, maybe we should have? I'm not sure. So they get back. That triggers that. We have a blocker here if we need to. We have a blocker from this. Okay. 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 That's fine. Another land. Another land. Let's see, how much is this? Man, eating that land is like kind of cost us, honestly. So if we attack again, they make a bunch of dudes. We get blockers. We can also decline, right? Oh, I didn't think about that. So this is, yeah, okay. So play land. Oh wait, hold on. Play this, right? Then activate. Right? I don't know if she'll be big enough to block that yet. We have, why does she, oh, she doesn't flip. She doesn't have the backside, so we needed to copy her when it was nighttime. Okay, fair enough. Duly noted. Fair enough, you learned. You definitely learned. Man, this has been an interesting game. So we block here. I don't think we die. So this is going to get chump blocked, so kind of pointless to put counters there, right? So I guess we just go here. Yeah, okay, so duly noted. When I make copies, I have to make the opposite side. So how does this work? When another opponent dies, controls, return target clear card with lesser value. Right? So this guy is, what do we have? This is 3. Do they have, so they could block the 4, get her back. So we wait until next turn, right? Do they have another one they could bring back? They do not. So I think we just chump block and then A space, or do we A space? Man, this is very interesting. They don't give counters to the other clerics, right? But if they get her back, then they all get pumped, which is dangerous, right? But they have to literally lose this guy to do that. So if we attack with what, just one guy, is that safe? They have a couple of chump blockers. I think we just no attack this turn and have to A space next turn. I think it's close. Oh, alright, well, they could always just top deck that as well then. Alright, well, I think that's good enough. Oh, man, unfortunate. Unfortunate. So, what are we looking for here? Okay. Can make another copy. And then just A space. We can activate Celestus. So make another copy. Okay. And, well, we can't activate it because then it's no longer nighttime. So I guess 1, 2, 3. All right, let's see what happens. Like, I mean, we got no choice, unfortunately. I think they might have gained just a little too much life for us. None of our guys had trample. I think that's the biggest thing. If our guys had trample, it would have been an entirely different story. So here would be a good example of having the Celestus, right? Man, it's super cool though. We got to do some crazy shenanigans. Yeah. I'm trying to think of where we could have played that game a little differently, right? I'm not sure. I'm not sure where the angle was that we could have. If you guys saw it, let me know in the comments below what you think the difference is. I would definitely like to know what your thoughts are on that, because I think we could have won this game. I think so, very much so. Maybe I was a little too aggressive with my bounces. Maybe I should have waited till things were a little more of a threat, right? We definitely took a little bit longer to get the Celestus, but man, this was freaking awesome. Oh, so close. So close. Good game. Yeah, look at that. We wiped the board with them. Oh, well. That's unfortunate. That was super fun, though. We're definitely going to leave that in the video. Opponent goes first. Gosh, this is a risky hand. This hand has a lot of ways of going bad. We actually open up with our Caretaker, though. Yeah, it makes me think of last game. I feel like waiting to play that second Vorinclex might have been correct. You know, like obviously drawing the Fading Hope I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it. Yeah, I think that's what it was. Like, I don't know if you play around the second removal there or not, right? We hadn't played anything relevant up until that point. So I'm not 100% sure. It could have gone either way. But obviously, like, they didn't draw a single removal spell after the fact, right? So, like, having Vorinclex on the board would have negated everything they were doing, and then we would have really taken that game over and taken it down. So, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure what the correct play line was or how. I feel like we could have won that game. I really do. I truly feel like we could have won that game. So, it's just unfortunate it didn't. You know, especially when they emote like crazy like that, you kind of want to really take the W away, but it is what it is. I feel like since we got our stuff going on, we definitely took a little bit longer time to find our caretaker, right? That was part of the issue. And honestly, maybe we should have just been bashing in there. I think I might have also, when I think about it, been too conservative, right? Like maybe if we did just start copying our 6/6s and bashing in there, that would have been enough to like get us there. Right? That's very much could completely be the right answer. And you know, I guess I just didn't want him to start getting synergy, but if we kept beating them down, our guys not having trample was a big part. Ooh, is this 4 color? No, it's 3. Teamer. So, you know, our opponent, whenever you cast instant sorcery with 7 for a less turn, copy that spell. Okay. So they're gonna get 2 copies of something this turn regardless. Each opponent, alright. So each opponent mills 8 cards. If this spell was kicked instead, each opponent mills half their library. And it wasn't kicked. So I think we just need to hole and let that happen. Jeez. They get both our freaking caretakers. They got 1. What's the other one? That's gonna be annoying. Maybe we should have countered one of them. Let's see. 1 mimic. Okay, they just grabbed all our lands. That's unfortunate. So, do we ramp here? Shields are down, but we can... I mean, that was half our deck right there. You know what? I think we do, because we have the caretaker in hand. I think we just have to ramp. Let's hit 2 lands. Cool. Actually, I'll just do 2 basics. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we could play caretaker. It's gonna be close though. That was a lot, right? So shields are gonna be down for 2 turns. Man. Burn down the house. Okay, that's actually fine. That's weird. So they mill us. We don't have a copy. Okay. Field of Ruin, fair. So Field of Ruin does actually do work for them because remember, our Mimic lands come into play tapped. So, I mean, that's a thing. Divide by 0, I like that. So I feel pretty good about our position here. Trying to think if we just get in there or not, right? Do we hold tight or we bash? I think we bash. We can bounce one if we need to. But I'm going to keep these divide by 0s for spells. For sure. Alright, let's get in there. I mean, if they want to take 8, they're just block, shoot us for 1. It gives them some turn. Yeah, and that's one of the things I did have when I was looking at building the deck, right? I don't know, maybe Vorinclex should just end up being Sunrises, right? Because, I don't know, it gains us life, draws us cards, it does some things. So maybe that's the correct play versus the Vorinclexes. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Because once again, like in that last game, Vorinclex would have 100% won us that game. Our opponent just happened to have, you know, back-to-back removal spells. Okay, so how does this work? Can we divide by 0 the copy? This is starting to get like too weird for me. All right. That resolves. What are they trying to do here? I don't know how this works. Like, the stack is getting too insane for me right now. Okay, so, alright, so can we divide by 0 the bounce, right? Can we do that? So, divide by 0. I don't want, so we, oh, that's awkward. So we just let them cast on us again. What if we just can't counter the spell? Okay, so does that still copy those things or no? I feel like we should be able to, right? So does this counter all of them? Okay, we can divide that one. Okay, okay. I feel way better now. Mascot, I guess? So we can get our opponent dead. Right, so they do mill us for that. We can't do anything about that. Okay, okay, that worked out. Now I understood how Arena did it. It didn't let us counter the ability. I think we still... let's Fading Hope now so we don't have to double spell. Oh, yes. Leave that on top. Oh, they double spelled. Okay, fair. So that's a little awkward. So do we just play 2 Caretakers, I guess? Yeah. Get this ball rolling. Trigger, they trigger on each other. Okay. So our opponent has 1 card in hand. And we have a good chance of killing him very soon. They're gonna ping us for 1. Oh, man, I don't know. I really think we could have walked away with the W that last game. 1, 2, 3 to bring back Galvanic Iteration. So they have 3 mana left. They could still do something. Laughter is 3, actually. So, yeah, we could totally get rocked right now. Right? Burn down the house. Ooh, that was close. Okay, that's a thing, though, for sure. Man. Alright. They get another turn. That's pretty good for them. I guess we keep this... Oh, we can look for mimics, I guess. Right? And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can't exhibition. Which is a little... I think we just exhibition so we can try to kill him in 1 turn. Right? And then we could... Yeah, this is awkward. We can only make that invulnerable to... Okay. Oh, I guess... Yeah. Alright. Triggers... I guess we put 2 on here, and then... Oops, wait. Oh, shoot. I stacked that wrong. And then 2 here. And then get in there first. I mean, it doesn't change the clock at all. I meant to make this an 8. But this at least makes it so this survives. Another burn down the house, right? If they... Well, I guess they have no choice but to make blockers. So I guess that was kind of silly. Oh, yeah. So we could have protected that. Derp. Yeah. So yeah. Oh man, struggle bus, my friends. Yeah, we should have given that a little more thought. All right, they're gonna go digging. Leaves them with 5 mana, potentially 6 off of this iteration. So they could still make 2 Hideous Laughters, and it goes off of mana value. Mana value, okay, okay, that's not the worst. 15 cards, ooh, that is pushing it. Let's see if they got it. This could be the turn. This is going to be pretty darn close if I'm being completely honest with you guys. Man, a land there is not what we wanted to see. Alright, let's go. Alright, our opponent scoops it up. Cool. Alright, this has our early game. We have Disruption into Divide by 0 into Royal, so we'll keep this. Let's see if this is gonna go the distance or not for us. We'd like it to, but... Alright, not mono white. That's fine. Warrenclex, not the strongest, I feel. Let's see, we are gonna Disrupt here to prevent the sack, right? Mimic, awkward. We could divide by 0 as well. I think we just mimic here. And we will, if we don't disrupt here, I guess we could also pathway, but I want to leave our 4 up just in case. Opponent's slow playing it, fair enough. We'll go ahead and play the Jirari disruption. It makes our Into the Royal a little less good, but I think we have to make sure we leave it up for their 5, I think is the big part. That's where Lolth is going to come down, so I think this is... Oh, alright, well that's good. That's actually pretty decent. Let's get our double green. Let's go ahead and survey. Now this could be... Oh no, that's bad. That stinks, not gonna lie. Whiffing with that survey is a little on the rough side. So they can't ramp to cheat one out, so that's good for us. And a Celestis does let us leave up both these things. So... Celestis... Man, I kind of want to play a land, but I kind of want to leave up Jirari Disruption just in case, right? It's really tempting. I think we just hold here. We could take 1 for a while. Man, missing on the second land on survey is pretty rough. Oh, for specimens. Fair enough. That is fine. Environmental sciences. That doesn't seem... I don't think that's worth countering. So the issue we have now is playing Vorinclex is just shields down, right? So I guess we don't play Vorinclex. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Still do the same thing. We'll take the action. We could pitch the other Celestis. Send it back to our opponent. So the question is, do we divide by 0 or do we fire up the Hive Tyrant? Fair. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we could divide by 0. Did they play a land this turn? I don't know if they did or not. But dividing by 0. The issue is divide by 0 lets us counter their... We get to go for action, right? Man, this is interesting. I think I'm gonna Into the Royal it. Oh, non-land. Ooh. Oh, and cost 0. Okay, so we can't even do that. Wow. It's actually really good. Yeah, good job, opponent. Forcing the issue. So we could... I guess we could draw. We could still bounce the Pest. Or the Shambling Ghast. They don't get to play it. Man, that feels so wrong, though. That feels pretty darn wrong. Wonder if it is the Pest over the Ghast. We have a let's divide by 0. Oh, I guess it has to be the Ghast. And then grab Teachings. There we go. That puts us in a slightly better position. I mean, we're a little low on life for sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think drawing is better. Alright. Play a land. We can Cartographer if we want. I guess our survey. I guess we might as well, right? Shields are down. There's nothing we could really do. Oh my gosh! And the next card. And we have the Mimic in hand. Doing something wrong. Take the action. Man. Gosh, chat. I feel like I'm doing something wrong. Yep. Luckily, Vorinclex kills her, and we get to leave up the Royal. So, it's not the worst thing, but... Man, losing Caretaker there. Like, we could have easily not drawn it, right? Alright, let's get another blue source. And then, we want to leave up double blue. Oh, I guess we have no choice. Man, alright. So, how do we do this? Does it leave up... Only leaving up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we're missing 1 land. To leave up to be able to draw a card with Royal. I mean, we could still save our dude, I guess. So there's that. Go ahead and kill her, thankfully. And then hopefully they try to Blood in the Snow. That would be best case scenario here. Alright, please, Blood in the Snow. Infernal Grasp. Save our dude. Yeah, we can't kick it, right? Yep. Man, we got gotten again. Yeah, like, oh man, I'm really thinking about changing out Vorinclex, honestly. He just continues to, like, just not perform. Yeah, man, I'm really considering that, guys. Like, Vorinclex just doesn't seem to do anything. Yep.
Kindness, a little thing, that I may see you better.
I know what we're trying to bounce here, right?
In exchange for loyalty.
Take 3. Bounce a spider, I guess. Come on, deck. Really? You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me. I mean, oh. Our deck's like doing nothing for us right now. I feel like we should be keeping these lands.
I always reward the loyal.
Yeah. Okay. Fading Hope a spider. Oh yeah, they could sack it, derp. Oh man.
Aren't I the generous one?
Yeah, it's either gonna be, I think they might be Behold the Truths. I think we're gonna go ahead and make that shift over. Because Vorinclex just continuously disappoints me. Oh, Jack. I mean, I have Wincon somewhere in here. I really do. And we yeah. I just can't help, like, we literally, like, we flooded out like crazy and we're not even, I don't even, like, we've pitched 1, 2, 3, 4 lands, right? 5 lands? Yeah, that checks out, buddy. You're good to go. This guy taps to do that? No. Lol. Alright. Sure. Alright, let's see. What can we possibly do here? They sack it, they draw a card, they level lull. I think that, well, now we're just too far behind. We're at 6 life, so I just want to see what we draw at this point now. I mean, it's RNG, right? We have 2 mimics in hand. We literally could, like, make There we go. Thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, thanks. Thanks, deck. Thanks. Alright, we're changing those boring klexes. We're getting first. We have 3 mana and some interaction, so I think we're gonna keep this. Question is, I think we're gonna go ahead and mick on 1. Just to make sure that we have a nice smooth curve, right? Alright, let's see. Alright, well, at least we have our window here. So let's go ahead and foretell one of these Saw It Comings, and we can leave the other one up next turn. We could potentially get a little punished here for not having Fading Hope. So, Greenway. Alright, alright, hey, alright. So, we've got some things going on. Definitely want to top deck our land, though. It's going to be pretty huge here. So, I wonder if we need to counter on 4 to leave up the... Oh, yep, that's a good one. We will counter that for sure. So, this is Naya Hero. That is a land, though. Gosh, that's awkward. I mean, that's why it's in the deck, right? Then next turn we could Cultivator plus Fading Hope. So, hopefully this is just the... Yeah, I think we counter that. I think making sure they can't Reckless us is pretty huge, honestly. Okay, so we can guarantee... we have double... Let's go this way. And then we get... 1, 2, double green. We have triple blue. Take action, and we'll just get another green. And we'll send it back to our opponent. Only problem is, obviously, we could have started the day-night cycle sooner, but at the same time, we haven't given the excuse to switch to night. So, let's find out. Ill-tempered, okay. Fair enough. Let's start the day-night cycle. And then we will bounce that. Mimic, yes! Alright, we finally get to do it! We get to do our combo! Thank goodness! Get in there! Alright. Come on, opponent. Yeah. Do they play a land? They do not. Oh my... Oh, we're missing a land, though. Oh, wait, we're good. That's right, I forgot. She only costs 3. Oh, I need to do... Oh, forgot. That's right. She only copies the Nightbound side. Go to combat. Trigger. Pump here. Attacks. Let's see if our opponent blocks or not. Okay. Oh, I guess that's right. They're gonna bounce 7. That was my bad. So we could have killed them, but... Alright, so they shoot another 7 back at the Cultivator. Yep. That's fine. We didn't have to do that. I know. I for some reason, I was thinking it was damage equal to its power. Even though I just made a video, they scoop it up anyways. Alright, we got there. Alright, let's see here. 3 lands. Alright, Fading Hope divide by 0. I think we can keep this one. They do come into play tapped, but, you know, we'll make do with what we got. Mono white, not good. Not good for us. I think we're gonna go ahead and go this way so we can Fading Hope Thalia to be able to maybe divide by 0 her the subsequent turn. Clearance Spirit. Fair. Let's go ahead and bounce Thalia in response. A land, we definitely want that. We'll leave that on top. We can land Sludge Monster. We're not in horrible shape. It's going to be risky, but we could see. And then we have the Survey as well. So we have a chance. I wish we had a window to play the Divide. What? Yep, we're dividing that. And grabbing teaching, science. I mean, we're ramping next turn, so what do we want? Maybe introduction? It's probably just mascot, right? So we could flood the board. Yeah, I think it's just mascot here because we have our next couple of turns panned out. They could easily still play a planes and then... Alright, cool. No second spell. We have... Oh, man, that's really tempting. Oh, yeah, that's... Man, that actually is really tempting. But I think we still want to ramp because Sludge Monster can turn her into nothing. So I think... Alright, come on. No whammies, no whammies. Oh, my gosh. I mean, we still get to Sludge Monster, but now I'm feeling like I should have just saw it coming. Okay. No value there, so let's just play here. And it's just a 2/2. They're missing their land, so, I mean, if they have Absence or Valor Stance, we're still in trouble, right? So that's a thing. And then by shutting off Valia, we've kind of turned that on, but they could have... Okay. Okay, cool. Cool. That's actually good. So, Croaking Counterpart can, like, make another one, the Silence one of Clarion Spirits into the roll, though. I like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... So we could mascot exhibition here. Question is, do we want to, or do we want to leave up like saw it coming? Saw it coming, man, it keeps this guy alive. We could copy a bunch of these dudes. Though everything's a 2/2, so we don't particularly care. Man, do we step on the gas here? How punished are we, right? That's the question. We have into the roll if something gets ridiculous. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and mascot exhibition here. Maybe we should attack there, actually. Getting rid of, like, 3 things isn't the worst. Yeah, I'm starting to think maybe I should have attacked there. Okay, so they get the double spell, make some 1/1s. Portable Hole is going to get rid of... Oh, yeah, that's pretty good. Get rid of our 4/4. That's awkward. Cultivator. We're the ones at the lower life total. So if we attack, how do they block? Well, we have into the... You know what? Yeah, let's do that, actually. Let's see how they block, because we have into the royal. And maybe we should have cultivator first, actually. But I want to start taking chunks out of their life total out. Or chunks out of their life total. They take the 5. Fair. So let's cultivator. And then we can copy cultivator, but that's just a 1/1. Let's go for another island. And then leave up into the royal plus counter magic. It's crazy. Like, they're on 2 mana, and this is still a pretty close game. I'm definitely glad we grabbed Mascot Exhibition. Do we care about that? That's going to get a counter on one thing that we could still block profitably. Because we could bounce it. I am going to counter it. And that could be a mistake because we really want to counter the 3 cost cards there in their hand. Because that exiles like Sludge Monster. Then again, if they attack with it, we could like block. Or, like bounce mid-combat. I think we can win this race. Well, now I definitely know we can win this race. So, can we do both? We can't. We're 1 mana shy from doing both, unfortunately. That's awkward. So, let's be conservative. Yeah, let's try to avoid using this if we have to, and thus we could draw a card. Hopefully our opponent doesn't do anything, turn it into night, and then we can Croaking Counterpart Caretaker. That would be... Alright, and they scoop it up. Fair enough. Fair enough. So yeah, I think we're going to keep this one. See where our opponent's up to. I'm going to go ahead and play our tap land first and see if we're able to capitalize on this. White, that's going to be tough. So we're definitely going to leave up Jiraiya Disruption. See if our opponent plays a 2-drop that we want to counter. Hopefully they do. And Aspirant, definitely a good hit there. Man, what a difference going on the play makes here. So we're going to go ahead and play our 3rd land, leave up the Vibizer. We're probably going to fire it off regardless of what our opponent plays here, just for the tempo play. Spellbinder, yeah, I mean, we know they're going to go for our Caretaker. I think the tempo play here is correct. Maybe we're able to draw additional cards to get ahead. Kind of thinking about it, not quite sure. Maybe it's Science or even Mascot here. We do have a play to do next turn, so that's an argument for not taking Teachings here. But I think we still want to go ahead and get ahead on cards, especially knowing that the Caretaker is going to get hit. So let's go ahead and take advantage of this, get ahead on cards. Ooh, Sludge Monster. That's a good pickup here. So now our opponent has to make the decision between Caretaker or Sludge Monster. Obviously, our opponent is still going to have either an Apparition or a Cathar in hand to deal with our Caretaker, or correction, our Monster. But, you know, I think it's a shot. So awkward here. We could play Sludge Monster, shutting down the Adeline, but I don't think that's correct. We're going to go ahead and ramp here, because that gives us the ability to play an untapped land into play and leave up into the Royal and maybe get our opponent. So we'll see what they end up playing here. One way or another, we are going to fire it either to bounce the Adeline or to bounce what they might play after that. They're going to go with the Spellbinder here, so we have no choice but to let this resolve, because we have 2 into the Royal. So even if they take 1, we're able to, but I think they're highly incentivized to take the Caretaker here. And because, I mean, Sludge Monster, once again, can get interacted with. The hexproof on it is extremely powerful, and sure enough, that's what the opponent decides. So we're going to go ahead and into the Royal, add a line here, prevent them from getting in because it's a free attack, and we know they can't play it again. Let's see if our opponent has a subsequent play. They do not. Tap land off the top is a little awkward here. So we could Celestus, leaving up 3 mana for Into the Royal, or we could play Mirror Lake. Well, we're going to play Mirror Lake regardless. Question is whether we Sludge Monster here or Mirror Lake. And we're going to go ahead and play the Sludge Monster. This is a little awkward because we do want to leave the Into the Royal up to essentially get our opponent in combat, but you got to play the hand that is dealt to you. And sure enough, there is the Cathar that we knew our opponent had. It's going to take out Sludge Monster, and they are going to be able to get him for 3, thankfully, and that's it. But as you can see, the Sludge token is still on the Spellbinder. So they know about the second Into the Royal. We're going to go ahead and fire off the Celestus here. This allows us to still play Into the Royal, drawing a card. And once again, as soon as that Sludge Monster comes back into play, Spellbinder will go back to being a regular 2/2. Let's find out here. Our opponent does know about the Into the Royal, so let's see how they play around it. They are going to go ahead and another Spellbinder. That's a little hard to pick up, right? We can't bounce the other Spellbinder because it loses the counter. So the thing is here is that even if they do target it, right, we're just gonna have to pay the 4 and not draw the card, which is unfortunate by 1 mana. But what are you going to do? So they do play the Adeline here, and I think this is still going to end up being profitable for us. I'm actually surprised because our opponent is going to go into the red zone with the Spellbinder, knowing that we have the Into the Royal. Maybe they miscounted or really thought we were going to draw a card. But we're going to go ahead and bounce here because I think we can deal with the Cathars on the ground, especially being able to control day and night. The issue is going to be these flyers. And exactly, as you see, when the Sludge Monster comes into play, it's going to pick a new target. We're going to go ahead and pick the other flyer here. And then now we have 2 solid blockers that could deal with both these units. They're both going to die, and I feel overall that was a good turn to us. Fading Hope, an absolute huge play for us here, because now we are able to play our Avabruck Caretaker. It is going to be on the Daybound side, unfortunately, but we're going to start triggering these counters. We're going to play a blue land, and now we're able to kind of return or do the same trick again. Now, we know they're going to want to bounce the sludge monster. So we're going to go ahead and diversify our threats, put the counters on the cultivator, and we're going to get in there because that's going to allow us to put another counter on. And if our opponent does some weird double or triple blocks to try to get our sludge monster dead, we're perfectly okay with that trade as well. A 3-for-1 seems pretty good. Our opponent's doing the math in their head, decides that, you know what, they're okay. They are just going to take the 5, which is completely reasonable, knowing that they have a Cathar coming down. Our opponent does have a lot of mana open. So on this mono white deck, they're able to do 2 or 3 spells a turn, depending. Brutal Cathar is going to come down here. It's going to hit the sludge monster like we saw. But remember, there's still 2 ooze counters on the Elite Spellbinder and Adeline. Oh man, a second Brutal Cathar comes down. That's a little tough to deal with. It's going to take away the cultivator now. So no good blocks at the moment. And so our opponent's going to take advantage of this, and they're going to go into the red zone, but they definitely couldn't anticipate a Fading Hope. This is going to bounce the original Cathar. This sludge monster is going to come into play. We're going to put an island on the bottom. Sludge monster is going to now put a token on the Cathar, which there is an argument for that because I believe it does lose the fact that if we kill Cathar that we get our guy back. But I think preventing them from flipping is worth it. And then here we go. Boom. 2 solid blocks dealing with our opponent's threats. We're only going to take 1 damage and we top deck another sludge monster. This is absolutely huge. We could potentially here flip it to night. And if we do that, then our opponent is not able to exile any more creatures when they come into the battlefield because the Cathars will come in as werewolf side. As you can see, because we took the text away from the Brutal Cathar that's on the battlefield, it stays as a Brutal Cathar, but just a generic 2/2. So we're going to play a second sludge monster here. It's going to have hexproof. We don't really want to upgrade either the chaplain or the peasant, so we're going to let that go. But boom, Hollowhenge Huntmaster triggers, adding a ton of counters to the board, and we're just going to get in there. See, we're able to make an additional sludge counter. No point in doing that. So we're swinging our opponent for 15 here. They are forced to block. They're going to block with the chaplain. We're okay with that. We have 1 good blocker left, and we're at a healthy 17 life. I don't think our opponent is going to have a good answer for this on the mono white side. They may run Valor's Stance or maybe even once again the Conclave Apparition, but right now we're not seeing that. Thalia is not doing anything against this deck, and we're going to be able to make another Hollowhenge Huntmaster here if we want to next turn. Of course, our opponent does play 2 spells here. That's going to flip the Huntmaster back and give our opponent a window, but they have had enough and they blow up. Opponent goes first. We have 2, 3, 4, and then our top end. I think I'm going to try it. This technically should be some of our stronger starts. So let's see. We have a Jurari Disruption. Alright, that's not bad. Go here and send it back. I don't think the Disruption is going to do anything for us here, but maybe we get lucky. See, I don't think they're going to do anything here. Fair. It's actually pretty good. Well done, opponent. Well done. Really nothing we could do about that, honestly. So they take our Caretaker. Question is, Sludge Monster, do we get our card back? That's my question. Right? Take Caretaker. Fair. Funny, the one time we have it in our opening hand, our opponent has Hand Disruption. I think that's pretty funny, honestly. Now we have the counter magic, but I think we still want to ramp because next turn we can survey plus play disruption. We start the day-night cycle. If we draw an untapped land, we could test it out. Play Sludge Monster Valaki, granted against mono black. Not really my favorite thing to do, but yeah, we'll take the action. Ooh. So we could draw and discard. Also pitch the Jurari Disruption. I think that's fine. They missed on... Huh. It's a little tempting because they did miss on... Okay, cool. Cool. I think we are going to survey. Opponent really doesn't have a way to interact with that. Alright, cool. Man, we actually, we would have been in pretty good position. And then into the Royal to save. I mean, it is a little iffy, right, against mono black. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can leave up into the Royal. Okay. Alright, let's see if this actually works the way we think it does. So if we do this... Why are you tapping... Let's see, let's tap the least amount of blue that we can. And yeah, we're still gonna be one shy. Oh, it actually... okay, so we don't get our guy back. That's unfortunate. So we should have bounced the Zulaport Cutthroat. Fair, now we know. So we're kind of... I guess we could end of turn bounce it. Okay. We can end of turn bounce it and then play her. And then that's under the radar. Okay, and then we leave up Saw It Coming. Ooh. Oh, we meant to... we meant to end of turn. That was awkward. That was super awkward. I meant to yeah, I played that all wrong. I clicked through it too fast. Fair. So we're just gonna take it. We at least stop them. That's kind of good. Cool. All right, all right. All right. And then we have some options here. I like this. And it's still nighttime, so we're going to leave it that way if we can help it. We have Saw It Coming. We have Divide by Zero. We're going to Fading Hope Valaki. I'm sorry. Okay, all right. We might be able to get there. I'd like to leave Saw It Coming for the board wipe. If we can do that, then I feel like we're... Oh, shoot. Divide by Zero. Grab Teachings or Introduction. Think we're gonna grab Teachings. Right? We could bounce a permanent. Is that better than Fading Hope? Fading Hope is easier to leave up. Oh, we don't want cards. That's right. We get our guy back. Another sludge monster. You know what? Why not? No, we want mimics. We want to make more copies of that. We're going to bottom that. We do have one mimic here. My turn. Excellent. So play a land. Play old girl, right? Oh, that is going to be 2 spells though. And we want to leave up Saw It Coming. So I think we don't. Yeah, alright, alright, alright. We're doing it. We're doing it. We're doing it. We're doing it, chat. Oh, can we pull it off? And do we have enough mana? We need 6. So 1, 2, 3. They're going to play Valaki. So they take a creature, right? Okay, cool. Yeah, so that's another reason why I'm glad we didn't do the thing. Okay, excellent. Excellent, excellent. Yes. They're going to play their second creature spell. Fair. So that's going to flip. Okay. So if we bounce one of them, can we kill them? It does leave us open to the removal spell, so I don't think so. Well, bounce Valaki, right? Because our guys are going to keep hexproof, so they don't have the chance to ruin it. And when they do, we have Saw It Coming. We're going to take this action. Another land. We could draw Teachings, but I think we just... And our opponent scoops it up. Yes! Alright. See, the deck has some play to it when it gets there. Oh, man. Alright, alright. That being said, I think because of mono white, we never saw Epiphany. We never went up against an Epiphany deck. So I think the deck's a 2, unfortunately. I would like to tell you it's a lot better than that. And you saw it. The deck has some gameplay to it. But man, I don't know. Yeah, it's a 2. I think just it has a rough mono white matchup, and I'm not really sure how we clean that up, right? If the Solid Cummings become like rejects, right, or maybe these Into the Royals should actually become rejects. I think then we'll come across the Epiphany decks, and then we wish we had Solid coming, right? The flexibility there. Obviously, we never saw Huntmaster and come into play versus the Vorinclex, but I mean, you guys did see some of the Vorinclex. I am gonna put both videos because I think are all the games because I think seeing that difference is relevant. Sludge Monster though may actually have some play. But yeah, I think the deck is a little on the janky side. It's a 2, so unfortunately. But all right, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, that will do it. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Until next time, as always, happy gaming.